will give you an introduction to the allocation component. The main function of this component is to allocate data that needs to be allocated to multiple target objects according to certain roles. It is specially useful for various cost and expense allocation scenarios. So I will use a group office rent and property management fee allocated to departments case to show you how this component works. First, let's open the related report. The first worksheet summarizes the rent and property management fees for each office outside of the group. It includes the contract number, contract term, office area, and the expected fee for 2026. So this total amount is what we need to allocate it to the departments. In our scenario, we will use a two-step allocation logic. In the first step, we allocate the total fees to the sales and the research and the development department based on a preset fixed ratio. In the second step, we use the headcounts in each department as the allocation factor to allocate the remaining fee. So we need two supporting data tables for the allocation method. The first is the fixed percentage table. We can see here the sales department takes 20% and the research and development department takes 10%. Is the headcount for each department, which will be used for the second step of allocation. Next, let's open the allocation component to configure it. You can click Add to add folder or the allocation component. There are two basic parts we need to do: allocation method and allocation calculation configuration. For the method, the system has three built-in methods: allocation factor, fixed ratio, and fixed amount. In this case, we created two methods: fixed percentage and headcount percentage. After picking the allocation mode and account, you need to choose your allocation dimension. Like in our case, we need to allocate group fees to departments, so you can drag the entity dimension up to the allocation dimension area. And then choose the relative dimension combination. There is a quick way to choose the dimension member. You can go back to the report, find the fixed percentage, data responsibility, and then click this blue Q and click here to copy it. Back to the allocation component and click here to paste it. And then you can adjust it quickly. What's more, you can always use the data query to check if the data is what you want. For the headcount percentage, similar way to configure it, and then we need to run the allocation method. The system will automatically calculate the allocation weight for each department based on the headcount. You can see the weight for each department here in the report. Then let's configure the allocation calculation. The component supports multiple allocation items and steps running in series or in parallel. Here is to add the allocation item, and here is to add the allocation step. So you need to choose your allocation dimension, like in our case is entity, and the allocation method. Click Operation to complete the data to be allocated and your allocation target's dimension combination. Uncheck dimensions where allocation targets and allocation ratio are different. So after setting up all needed, we can execute the calculation. So let's go back to the report to view the allocation results. Refresh the report. You can see here before the allocation, the total rent, which is the data to be allocated, is 600,000. But after the allocation to 5 departments, the allocation data is being deducted by the same value. Also, you can clearly see the two steps result breakdown by data layer dimension. In the first step, the fixed ratio is applied to the sales and research and development departments. For example, the sales department is 20% allocation fixed ratio, so it matches the data exactly, which is the 600,000 multiplied by 20%, which is 120,000. In the second step, the remaining fee is allocated based on each department's headcount rate. And the final allocation result is here in the after allocation data layer. So this is one of example of using the allocation component, which can adapt to various complex cost allocation needs in enterprises. And it allows you to build allocation scenarios with different methods and calculation logic flexibly.